Hi there, Leigh Farnell here, and thanks for listening to Leading Your Best Life. Now today, I'm going to be talking to self-employed people, entrepreneurs, people who are motivated, people who are aspirational. I'm going to give you 30 hard-hitting questions that every entrepreneur or manager or leader or aspirational person really should be asking themselves if you're serious about getting the most out of yourself and leading your best life. Here we go. Welcome back. This came about because I'm driving my car the other day. I'm asking myself some of these questions around, if I'm going to actually get more out of myself, get more productivity, more efficiency, realize my potential, what would be some questions I should be asking myself? And these are questions I've asked clients and prospects over the years, particularly people who want to get more from themselves. And I'm going to go through 30 of them right now. And by the way, we've got a check sheet, a worksheet you can get and download from us to help you with this at the end of the program. So stay tuned. Here are 30 hard-hitting questions. And as it says, if you're serious about high performance, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask some hard questions from time to time. Give yourself what we might call a come to Jesus conversation. Look in the mirror and go, listen, are you really doing what you need to be doing if you're serious about Kaizen, continuous and never-ending improvement, and realizing your full potential? So here are the questions. 1, what time do you start work each day? What time do you start? 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 4:30? What time of day? Clearly, whether you look at Elon Musk or a whole range of people, some of these guys are just crazy in terms of the hours they work. And I'm far more into a balanced lifestyle than being a lunatic in terms of how many hours in the day you should be doing. But you certainly need to be putting hours in. There's no doubt about it. What time of day do you start work, and is it consistent? 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And then what time of day do you finish work? How many hours a day you're putting in? And then we go to the next question. How many proactive calls or messages to prospects did you make this week? Did I make this week? How many calls, touch points with prospects? Touch points with prospects. If it's only 2 or 3, it's no wonder you haven't got much business. If it's 200 and 300, well, funny about that. Now, again, you don't have to do it yourself. Are there other people working on your behalf? Are you even using AI to do it? Because there are now systems to help you do that. Then, how many meetings did I have with decision makers in the past 7 days? Meetings with decision makers. It makes all the difference. As we say, you need to be talking to the MAN, the person with the money, with the authority, and with the need. If you're not talking to the decision maker, you better be getting to talk to decision makers. Otherwise, you are wasting time, which comes back to then meetings. Could be coffee meetings, could be in a board meeting, could be in a boardroom, could be, might even be at the football. But where are you meeting decision makers? 4, are my short-term and long-term goals written down? Are they clear and measurable? SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, relevant, with time frames. By the way, then who do you report back to in terms of accountability? Not only achievable, but accountable. 5, do I review my goals daily, weekly, monthly? Who do you review them with? Hopefully a life coach, business coach, someone that holds you accountable. Have you done what movement of the dials have you made this week? 6, how many hours of actual focused high-impact work do I do each day? If it's only 1, that's going to give you one result. If it's 3, 5, 7, 10, it's going to give you a different result. I'm thinking of John Hughes, the car dealer here in Perth. And again, I think he'd be at work at 7 in the morning. He'd leave at 6 or thereabouts at night. Puts in the hours. Am I spending more time consuming, or am I spending more time creating? Creating clearly is going to help you more than consume. 8, how do I structure my day? Do I follow a clear routine, or do I just react? What's your routine? Where is it chunked out in time? Now, by the way, we have a time management program on this, talks about chunking out your day. 9, how often am I distracted by low-value tasks or social media, scrolling iTunes or YouTube or, Facebook? There's so many things. Again, I get caught doing that sometimes. What are you doing? Stop. Get out of it. 10, do I regularly track KPIs and metrics that drive my business forward? Where's the scoreboard? Where's the scoreboard? Where's the scoreboard? 11, am I crystal clear on my ideal client avatar? Who's the ideal client avatar for you? In my case, it's a CEO, entrepreneur, particularly if they're from a finance or an engineering background, scientific background, and they want more people skills. They want their people to be far more sales, business development orientated. They're the people, and they want systems. They want to actually add value to their business with systems. Am I crystal clear on my client avatar? 12, is my offer clearly solving a painful problem or fulfilling a strong desire in my prospect? Is your offer clearly solving a painful problem or fulfilling a strong desire? Now, by the way, I'm going to put these questions in the notes of the podcast, and at the same time, I'm going to give you a worksheet if you want the worksheet to run a session. And by the way, also, if you want me to come and work with your team to actually run through these questions and facilitate you to have the come to Jesus, ask the hard questions conversation, to facilitate this session, this really is, let's call it the hard questions session. It will be a catalyst guaranteed for growth and performance improvement. Is my offer clearly solving a painful problem or fulfilling a strong desire? 13, do I truly believe in the value and the transformation I provide? Do I truly believe? So as Zig Ziglar says, selling is a transference of emotion. Selling is a transference of conviction. Selling is a transference of state, your state of certainty. And can you articulate it? And have you got people on your team who can articulate it with conviction? What is the value and the transformation you provide? In my case, we consistently get between a 300% and 900% return on investment. We consistently get people breaking business growth and sales records. I get a huge kick out of it. When the CEO or managing director or the entrepreneur is committed, is an A-grade student, we get incredible results. Incredible sales results, conversion results, systems improvement results, efficiency, engagement, and job satisfaction results. I've got one of the accounting entrepreneurs saying, Leigh, you've reignited my fire and my belly to keep growing the business. He said, you're right, I've been floating along the last 3 or 4 years. To tell you the truth, it's cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you've reignited the fire. As one of the guys said, it's like an electric shock being put through my team. They're alive, they're engaged, and we're breaking sales records. We're having our best year ever, Leigh. Thank you very much. And by the way, that's question 14. How often am I sharing stories and case studies that prove my value? Stories and case studies that prove your value. Again, you want my Client Voices booklet that goes through 20 or more clients talking about the impact of the Color Zone sales system, the talent dynamic, team improvement, performance, the Kaizen mindset tools, the R Factor system, all of these things, how they've transformed people and businesses permanently. Invest $1, get 9. Invest 1,000, get 9,000 or more back. It goes on and on. In fact, it's way more than that. 15, am I consistently asking for referrals, testimonials, and introductions? Excellent point. Ideally, 80% of your business should come from referrals, testimonials, and introductions. But if you don't ask for them, you don't get them. 16, am I positioning myself as an expert using content, authority, and thought leadership? Am I positioning myself as an expert using content, authority, and thought leadership? Where are you writing things? Where are you recording things? Where are you doing podcasts? I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this, is to share my knowledge. I love doing it anyway, but helping with thought leadership, leading your thoughts to get you moving in the direction to lead your best life. 17, what's my personal brand saying about me online right now? Very good question. What is it saying? You're a cheapskate, or are you A grade, you B grade, or C grade? What are you? 18, how much am I investing in my own learning, coaching, and mentoring? You're right. How much am I learning and investing in myself? As I think Ben Franklin said, the best investment you can make is the investment in yourself. 19, am I working on my business or just in my business? On my business, in my business. On my business, here we're licensing out the CZ6 Sales and Business Growth System, not only in Australia but overseas. If you're interested in that, want to grow a coaching business, want to take advantage of the CZ6 system, then I highly recommend you touch base and reach out to Leigh. I wouldn't mind finding out more about how I could be a CZ6 Sales and Business Growth coach in my region, in my state, in my country. When was the last time I innovated, created, a new offer or tested a new strategy. And so, as Peter Drucker said, business has only two functions: marketing, who's the customer, radiating to the marketplace, articulating your point of difference, and innovation. A product 90 days ago, come up with a new product, come up with a new package, come up with a new marketing strategy. 20. How much of my time is being wasted on things I could outsource or automate? Oh boy, yeah, exactly. Web pages, funnels, getting brochures done. And again, the use of AI. Boy, oh boy, some of the things I've done with AI lately, be it both creating music, stings, but also marketing programs for a public seminar we're about to do. Bang, did that in about 5 minutes. Beautiful. It would have taken me days to come up with that using GPT chat, let alone some of the other tools. 22. Am I truly holding myself accountable or just making excuses? I know myself sometimes find myself making too many excuses. As someone once said, you can either get results or excuses, but you can't get both. Forget excuses. Am I truly holding myself accountable or just making excuses? And by the way, get ready for our That's a T-shirt company, the most empowering apparel on the planet. The use of tools to help you be accountable, but also spark others to lead their best life. Oh mate, wait till you see what we got producing there. And by the way, the song we created on AI for that is just brilliant as well. 23. How many hours of quality sleep am I getting consistently? Quality sleep, so you can replete your serotonin, your dopamine, versus go to bed at 1 and get up at 8. I mean, it's not so good. As I say, the hours before midnight, super important. I go to bed at 9 o'clock every night. We say 9 o'clock's the new midnight. I'm up at 5 every day. 4 in the summer to go swimming. 24. What is my daily, weekly physical exercise routine like? So this morning I've swum 2 kilometres down the beach. Tonight I'll be playing water polo. Tomorrow night I'll be playing water polo. Often I'm doing 2 sessions a day, and then I'm doing some weight training, yoga or Pilates. I did Pilates yesterday as well. So mind, body, spirit, folks, look after yourself, mate. Your body is the house of your energy, of your mind, of your spirit, of your soul. 25. Am I feeding my brain and body with the fuel it needs, or am I just surviving on caffeine, sugar, and stress, which is adrenaline, which is my good mate Dr. Peter Simons's book, Brain Fuel Depletion. Caffeine, sugar, alcohol, stress, not very advisable at all. In fact, poison. 26. What habits are dragging me down or keeping me stuck? Performance equals potential minus interference. What habits are interfering habits? Do a habit analysis. Again, another reason to have a coach, to look in the mirror and have that intimate conversation of what bullshit, disempowering habits do you have, particularly scrolling around on Instagram or Facebook, or watching too much Netflix or watching too much YouTube. Yeah, educate yourself, studying those who are further down the track than you, but looking at dog and cat videos or people falling over in ice. It's all very funny, but it wastes time. It's habits that could be dragging you down, keeping you stuck. 27. Do I feel joy, purpose, and alignment in what I do, or just pressure and survival? Because the energy we put out into the universe is the energy we attract back. So gratitude, joy, purpose, alignment, working on your mission. Again, in terms of my mission, I want to empower people, give them the tools, give you the tools, the energy, the words, the structure, the systems to realize your best life. 28. Who do I surround myself with? Growth-minded people or energy vampires? Who do I surround myself with? Growth-minded people or energy vampires? It's just, as we say, state is contagious, and growth-minded people, they help you. In fact, that's one of the reasons tomorrow morning I'm going to another networking function. Growth-minded people, you just get so much stimulation hanging out with us. Go, man, if they can use AI that way, why can't I? If they use marketing that way, why can't I? If they're using websites that way, why can't I? If they're recruiting that way, why can't I? If they're using that strategy, I mean, Richard, 14 businesses, now he's beginning to sell them. Capital gain, more net worth, beautiful. Build things that you can sell. Build things that you can sell. Absolutely. 29. If my current habits continue for the next 12 months, where will I be? Wow, that's a hard question, isn't it? In other words, keep doing what you've always done. Keep getting what you've always got. Want to get different results? Do something different. Change your habits. By the way, if you read the book Atomic Habits, that really is fantastic to change your habits. Make it easy to do the good habits and make it hard to do the bad habits. Does that mean putting a lock on Instagram or Facebook? Or putting your credit card in ice, spending habits. And so if my current habits continue for the next 12 months, where will I be? Change your habits, change your life. 30. This is a ripper. If I were coaching myself, what would I tell myself to do differently starting tomorrow? If I were coaching myself, what would I tell myself to do differently starting tomorrow? Exercise habits, sales habits, prospecting habits, time management habits, sleeping habits, drinking, eating habits. Just choose one. Don't try and do everything at once. But I've got a worksheet here in self-assessment if you want to get access to it. One, it's in the notes. Two, DM me and say, hey, Leigh, DM me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Leigh, give me that worksheet to help me in terms of my self-assessment. But there's 30 questions. I'm not going to go through them all again, but it starts with what time do I start each day? Do I truly believe in the value and the transformation I provide, and can I articulate it with conviction? When was the last time I innovated, created a new offer or tested a new strategy? How many calls are you making? How many phone calls? How many meetings are you having with decision makers? What's my daily, weekly physical exercise routine like? By the way, in here, some meditation. Breathing habits make all the difference. Breathing in through the nose. And visualization and affirmation habits. I've got my visualization and affirmation plans, and at least 2, 3, 4 times a week I will immerse myself in going to sleep to my visualization, waking up to those visualizations and affirmations. Want help with that, then we can provide you with that product or service as well. Creating your visualizations, affirmations, programming from the inside out. This has been a wonderful podcast. 30 questions, 30 hard-hitting questions every entrepreneur, manager, person who's aspirational really should be asking themselves to stay on track, get on track, change the track, and come and get the worksheet, and you can get access to that for free from us. So thanks for listening. I'm Leigh Farnell, and I'll see you next time. Step by step, the climb.